In today's video, we'll be answering the question, how did Qatar become the wealthiest country in the world? Despite starting out as a small, underdeveloped nation with a reliance on pearl diving and fishing, Qatar has evolved into a modern and prosperous nation with a consistently high GDP per capita. So, what led to this impressive transformation? We'll be examining the key factors that contributed to Qatar's economic growth and development, and uncovering the secrets behind its success. If you are ready to get inspired by this, please hold tight, because we are going to reveal you how Qatar becomes so rich country. If you are new here, welcome, and be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Qatar is a small peninsular country located in the Middle East, bordered by Saudi Arabia to the south and the Persian Gulf to the east. It is an independent sovereign state that has a rich history and culture and is home to a diverse population of around 2.8 million people, of which only about 300,000 are Qatari citizens. The history of Qatar dates back to ancient times, with the first recorded human settlements dating back to the 3rd millennium BC. The country has a long and varied history. Before its huge oil discoveries, trade and fortune, main source of Qatar income was pearl diving. The history of pearl diving in Qatar dates back centuries and was once a major industry and source of wealth for the country. The Persian Gulf, which surrounds Qatar, is home to a variety of pearl-producing oysters, and the region has a long tradition of pearl diving. Pearl diving was traditionally an important industry in Qatar, with pearls being the main source of income for many families in the region. The pearl trade was a major contributor to Qatar's economy, and the country was known for producing high-quality pearls that were sought after by buyers around the world. The pearl diving industry in Qatar was at its peak in the 19th century, during the time of the Qatari pearl merchant Sheikh Abdullah bin Qasim Al Thani. Sheikh Abdullah was a powerful and influential figure in Qatar, and his pearling fleet was the largest in the region. The pearls harvested in Qatar were highly prized for their high quality and rarity, and were sought after by wealthy individuals and jewelry makers around the world. To dive pearls in Qatar was a dangerous and grueling profession, with divers often spending long periods of time underwater in search of pearls. The divers were typically young men who were trained in the art of pearl diving from a young age, and were skilled in the use of traditional diving equipment such as weights, ropes, and wooden diving boards. The pearling industry in Qatar reached its peak in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, with the country producing some of the finest pearls in the world. However, it began to decline in the early 20th century due to a number of factors. Firstly, because the development of cheaper and more efficient methods of pearl cultivation. Second reason was, of course, the discovery of oil and natural gas. Today, pearl diving is no longer a major industry in Qatar, and the country has largely transitioned to a more diversified economy based on oil and gas production, as well as financial services, tourism, and other sectors. However, pearls remain an important part of Qatar's cultural and historical heritage, and the country's rich history of pearl diving is still celebrated and remembered today. Qatar has a semi-arid climate, with hot and humid summers and cooler winters. It is rich in natural resources, particularly oil and natural gas, which have played a major role in the country's economic development and prosperity. Qatar is the world's largest exporter of liquefied natural gas, and has one of the highest per capita incomes in the world. The history of oil and gas in Qatar dates back to the early 20th century, when the first oil exploration efforts were undertaken in the country. The discovery of oil in Qatar led to a rapid expansion of the country's oil and gas industry, and the country's first oil well was drilled in 1939 by the Qatar Petroleum Company, a joint venture between the government of Qatar and the Anglo-Persian Oil Company. The first oil refinery was built in 1950, and in the decades that followed, Qatar's oil and gas industry continued to grow and expand. The discovery of oil in Qatar was a major turning point for the country and marked the beginning of a period of rapid economic growth and development. The oil and gas industry quickly became the mainstay of the Qatari economy, and the country's wealth and prosperity grew significantly. Qatar is now one of the world's largest exporters of oil and natural gas, and the country is home to the world's third largest natural gas reserves. The country is home to a number of major oil and gas fields, including the offshore Al Shaheen field, which is one of the largest in the world. In addition to its oil and natural gas reserves, Qatar is also home to a number of major oil and gas companies, including Qatar Petroleum, the state-owned oil and gas company, and a number of international oil and gas firms that operate in the country. Today, Qatar is also a leader in the production of liquefied natural gas and is the world's largest exporter of LNG. The country has a number of state-of-the-art LNG production facilities and is at the forefront of technological innovation in the industry. The oil and gas industry has had a significant impact on Qatar's economy and society and has helped to transform the country into a modern and prosperous nation. It is an integral part of Qatar's history and will continue to play a major role in the country's future. This industry has contributed to the growth of Qatar's infrastructure, education, and healthcare systems, and has helped to raise the standard of living for the country's population. Despite this, Qatar has also faced criticism for its reliance on fossil fuels and has made efforts to diversify its economy and reduce its carbon footprint in recent years. One of the main drivers behind Qatar's efforts to diversify its economy is the recognition that the country's oil and gas reserves are not unlimited and will eventually be depleted. As a result, Qatar has been working to develop other sectors of its economy, including finance, tourism, and education, in order to create a more sustainable and diversified economy that is less reliant on hydrocarbon resources. In addition to these efforts, Qatar has also been investing in infrastructure projects, such as the construction of new airports, ports, and transportation systems, in order to attract businesses and tourists to the country. These investments have helped to create new jobs and opportunities for the Qatari population and have contributed to the country's economic growth and development. One of the key initiatives that Qatar has undertaken to diversify its economy is the establishment of the Qatar Financial Center, which is a hub for financial services and investment in the country. The QFC has attracted a number of major financial institutions to Qatar and has helped to establish the country as a regional financial hub. Another important initiative that Qatar has undertaken to diversify its economy is the development of its tourism sector. Qatar has invested heavily in the construction of new hotels and attractions, and has worked to promote the country as a destination for tourists from around the world. This has helped to create new jobs and opportunities for the Qatari population, and has contributed to the country's economic growth and development. Overall, Qatar's efforts to diversify its economy have had a significant impact on the country's economic growth and development, and have helped to create new jobs and opportunities for the Qatari population. While the oil and gas industry will continue to play a central role in Qatar's economy, the country's efforts to diversify and develop other sectors will help to ensure its long-term economic sustainability. The finance and banking sector in Qatar plays a central role in the country's economy and is a major contributor to its wealth and prosperity. The sector is supported by a strong and well-educated workforce and is characterized by its modern and sophisticated infrastructure and regulatory environment. The country has a number of major banks and financial institutions based in the capital city of Doha and is home to the Qatar Financial Center, which is a hub for financial services and investment in the country. One of the key features of Qatar's finance and banking sector is its focus on innovation and technology. The sector has embraced new technologies such as digital banking and blockchain, and has implemented a number of initiatives aimed at promoting financial inclusion and access to finance for all segments of the population. Qatar's finance and banking sector is also well regulated, with a number of government agencies and regulatory bodies responsible for overseeing the sector and ensuring compliance with international standards and best practices. In addition to its domestic finance and banking sector, Qatar is also a major player in the regional and international financial markets. The country has a number of major financial institutions that operate internationally and is home to a number of regional and international financial institutions that have operations in Qatar. The sector plays a central role in the country's economy and is an important driver of its wealth and prosperity. Qatar has invested heavily in the development of its tourism industry and has worked to promote the country as a destination for tourists from around the world. The country attracts millions of visitors each year and is home to a number of world-class hotels, attractions, and cultural institutions. The tourism sector in Qatar has grown significantly in recent years, with the country attracting millions of visitors each year. Qatar has a number of world-class hotels and resorts, and is home to a number of major sporting and cultural events, including the Doha Film Institute, the Doha Tribeca Film Festival, and the Qatar ExxonMobil Open Tennis Tournament. Qatar was the host of the Football World Cup, which was organized on the top level, and was a huge boost for their tourism. Qatar is also home to a number of natural and man-made attractions, including the Doha Corniche, a waterfront promenade that offers stunning views of the city and the Persian Gulf, and the Museum of Islamic Art, which houses a collection of Islamic art and artifacts from around the world. The country is also home to a number of cultural and historical landmarks, including the Al Qut Fort, which dates back to the 19th century, and the Qatar National Museum, which tells the story of the country's rich history and cultural heritage. One of the key features of Qatar's tourism industry is its focus on luxury and exclusivity. The country is home to a number of world-class luxury hotels and resorts, as well as a number of high-end shopping and dining options. In addition to its cultural and historical attractions, Qatar is also home to a number of natural wonders, including the Khor Al Adaid, a beautiful inland sea that is home to a variety of flora and fauna, and the Al Thakira mangroves. Qatar's tourism industry is a major contributor to the country's economy and is characterized by its luxury and exclusivity. The country's efforts to promote itself as a destination for tourists from around the world have helped to create new jobs and opportunities for the Qatari population and have contributed to the country's economic growth and development. The education sector in Qatar is characterized by its modern and well-equipped facilities and is supported by a strong and well-educated workforce. The country has a number of top-ranked universities and research institutions and has made significant investments in its education system with the goal of becoming a leader in the field of research and innovation. This sector is well regarded internationally, and Qatar's universities and research institutions are known for their high-quality research and teaching. One of the key features of Qatar's education sector is its focus on research and innovation. The country has a number of research institutions and centers of excellence that are dedicated to advancing knowledge in a variety of fields, including science, technology, and the arts. Qatar is also home to a number of international research collaborations and partnerships, which help to further advance the country's research and innovation capabilities. In addition to its research and innovation efforts, Qatar is also focused on providing high-quality education to all segments of the population. The country has a number of public and private schools that offer a range of educational programs, including primary and secondary education, as well as higher education. Qatar is also home to a number of international schools that cater to the needs of expat families living in the country. Qatar's education sector is a key contributor to the country's economic growth and development, and is an important driver of its innovation and competitiveness. The sector is well regarded internationally and is a key part of Qatar's efforts to become a leader in the field of research and innovation. Beside these three key sectors of Qatar's economy, Qatar has also been successful in managing its wealth and investing it wisely in a variety of sectors, including infrastructure, healthcare, and education. This has helped to ensure the country's long-term economic stability and prosperity. One of the key features of Qatar's economy is the country's commitment to investing in a variety of sectors in order to diversify its economy and ensure long-term economic stability and prosperity. Qatar has made significant investments in a variety of infrastructure projects, including roads, bridges, airports, ports, and transportation systems, in order to improve connectivity within the country and enhance its competitiveness on the global stage. The sophisticated and well-developed transportation system in Qatar is a crucial feature of the country's infrastructure. The country features a variety of important airports, notably Doha's Hamad International Airport, which serves as a regional and international center. Qatar also features a sophisticated highway and road infrastructure that connects the country's major cities and towns, as well as a developed public transit system that includes buses, taxis, and a metro system. One of the major infrastructure projects in Qatar is the Qatar Rail Network, which is a comprehensive rail system that will serve the country's major cities and connect them to the country's major ports and airports. Another major infrastructure project in Qatar is the New Doha port, which is being developed as a major hub for shipping and logistics in the region. The port is being developed to support the country's economic growth and development and will provide a modern and efficient transportation system for the population. Qatar has also made significant investments in healthcare, with the construction of new hospitals and clinics, as well as the development of world-class medical facilities and research centers. These investments have helped to improve access to healthcare for the population and enhance the country's healthcare system. Modern, well-equipped hospitals and clinics are a fundamental element of Qatar's healthcare system. The country is home to a variety of notable hospitals, notably the Hamad Medical Corporation, a regional leader in healthcare services. Qatar also offers a variety of specialist hospitals and clinics that offer care in areas including pediatrics, obstetrics, and mental health. In addition to hospitals and clinics, Qatar has made considerable investments in healthcare research and innovation. The country is home to several research and innovation facilities, including the Qatar Biomedical Research Institute, which focuses on genetics, cancer, and diabetes research. Qatar also hosts a variety of international collaborations and partnerships in the healthcare industry, which contribute to the advancement of knowledge and the improvement of healthcare results. Like many other countries that rely heavily on oil and natural gas exports, Qatar is facing the challenge of diversifying its economy in order to prepare for a future in which oil and gas reserves may decline or become less important as a source of energy. Qatar is well aware of this challenge and has been working to diversify its economy in order to ensure its long-term prosperity and sustainability. As we said, the main way in which Qatar is diversifying its economy is by investing in a variety of sectors, including finance, tourism, and education. These sectors are less reliant on oil and gas and can help to provide a more stable and diverse source of income for the country. Qatar has made significant investments in these areas in order to support their growth and development and to enhance its competitiveness on the global stage. Qatar is also investing in research and innovation in a number of sectors, including renewable energy, in order to develop new technologies and industries that can help to reduce the country's reliance on oil and gas. This includes the development of renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power, as well as the expansion of the country's research and innovation capabilities. Overall, Qatar is working to diversify its economy in order to prepare for a future in which oil and gas may not be as important as they are today. The country is investing in a variety of sectors and developing new technologies and industries in order to ensure its long-term prosperity and sustainability.